Let's get it. Today I'm going to be going over my personal trading strategy using Market Cypher and the RSI on TradingView to go over how I'm using it for my swing trading challenge and also just how I do it to trade in general. So let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video we're going to be going over Market Cypher and how I use it in conjunction with RSI to do my trading. If you're new to this channel, please scroll on down, leave this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and then click that notification bell and select all so you get notified for when I post these new videos. So without any further ado, let's jump right in here. First of all, I think it's very important for all of you to know that you can get Market Cypher and a lot of other signals on TradingView for free. So this is the completely free account that I've been using this entire time, and all you need is just to create a TradingView account, and then you can have access to all of this stuff simply by searching for them in the indicators section up here. Now with the free account, you can only have 3 different indicators on at the same time, but the ones that I like to have on here is the volume, the Market Cypher B, as well as RSI down at the bottom here. You can also get Market Cypher A on. I just had this QQE signals on for a bunch of videos that I was showing on TikTok, and the QQE signals is one of those things that another couple other people out there are selling, but it's one that you can get for free. I actually don't like this one as a bunch because it actually lags behind on a lot of the indicators that I'm going to show you with Market Cypher anyway. So this one I don't personally like as much. But let's say we want to get Market Cypher on here. You don't currently see it. So I'll exit out of here, say it's not there. So for indicators, what you would search, these are the ones that I have starred. So you would search Vu Manchu Cypher A and Vu Manchu Cypher B. So these are ones that once you click on them should be added into or onto your TradingView. I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me personally, it takes a little bit of time, and there we go. So now we have Market Cypher A, that is what gets plotted along the candlesticks up top, and Market Cypher B is what goes along the bottom. Personally, for me, I don't look at Market Cypher A all that much. This just gets very kind of overwhelming to me, and the big ones for me here, anyway, they follow along with mostly what's going on down below for the most part. Like this red diamond there is a red dot down below. Once again, red diamond, red dot down below, so on and so forth. So I personally do not really even look at Market Cypher A. What I do like to look at is the RSI in conjunction with everything that's going on down here. And most of my trading I do on the daily chart. I'm not looking to trade every single day to get, in and out within 15 minutes or half an hour. I am trying to stay a lot more patient now with what I've learned over time and from experience. I try to get in on really, really good positions a little less often and make less moves. So let's just talk about Market Cypher as a whole to start with. So down here at the bottom of the screen, we've got this blue and purple line. This is the stochastic RSI. The higher it gets up here, if it ever gets up to 100, that is obviously very, very overbought territory. And as it gets down below, closer to this neutral line here, this scale goes from 0 to 100. So when it gets down closer to here, that 0 mark, that is where it would be extremely oversold. And then you can line that up also with the RSI up above, and it matches up fairly closely, but you'll see when the RSI up here is overbought, as is the stochastic RSI, that usually is representing a local top. The next one we have here is the momentum wave. So these are the blue big waves that come up and down here. You'll see that typically when we are really deep down into this negative zone, this goes from 0 all the way down into way into the negatives. It can come all the way down to, well, it's never really gone down below minus 75 here on the daily chart, but it does have more numbers down to 150. I've personally never seen that yet, but when we are down this deep and you get a green dot at the bottom of it, usually that is signs of a reversal. Likewise, when you get these really high peaks up top and you get a red dot, that is usually signs of a reversal the other way. So when you've got this green dot at the bottom of the momentum wave and a big green dot down there, that is typically a sign when it would be reversal time. And we actually just printed this big green dot on the daily again here. So before this, there was just a green dot at the bottom of this momentum wave and not much else. This line just appeared. This is a bullish divergence on the momentum waves, and we also got a big green dot down here, which we don't get very often. So these ones kind of showed up, but they never actually stuck around. But this one, what we're seeing here, is the exact same thing that we are getting right now. We'll need to see if this one sticks around. Hopefully it does. But this is a big time sign of reversal. So the last time this happened here, what you can see from the bottom is that we rallied all the way up to a 70 to 80% pump after that. The other thing on here is the money flow. So this line down at the bottom, this red line that switches red, green, is indicative of the money flow. So green is positive money flow into the market, red would be money flow out of the market. And that is also showing up here, this little red wave that's below the zero line, and then the green that comes up above. That's the same thing. That's what's mimicking down here. And when that switches over from positive to negative, you can see the line at the bottom switches colors as well. So what I love to do is stay patient and use the daily chart and wait for these really, really good positions. So I did actually enter a trade in here today or yesterday when the money flow was, the momentum wave was way down here. We got that green dot. We didn't have this confirmation of bullish divergence yet, and we didn't have this big green dot confirmation, but I did enter on this candle right here, this red one, after I saw it, and I entered it around 41,500, and I felt pretty confident, so I went pretty high leverage on it. And I haven't been leverage trading a ton lately, but I thought this was a good opportunity to go in on it, and so I did. The other thing that we are getting that is confirming this upswing for me, or this reversal for me, is the RSI. So the RSI settings I have on at 6 and the SMA is at 14. So if you ever wanted to change the settings there, click on the settings. I think typically this is at a 14, and that's also at a 14. I changed it to a 6 after watching a video from the Crypto Weatherman, so go ahead and check him out because he's got a lot of good stuff on RSIs as well. And then what I notice is that whenever we get a bullish cross, that means when the purple comes back above the yellow line, look at that. So that happened right on the time that we had the green dots at the bottom, and it also is the exact same time as we kind of had the stochastic RSI start to pump back up and round out and start going back up. So when we get this combination of the RSI for Bitcoin on the daily coming way down below 30 into oversold territory, stochastic RSI is oversold. We got a green dot at the bottom of a momentum wave. We've got a big green dot at the bottom as well. And then this bullish divergent line. Wow, that is about as bullish as you could get, in my opinion, according to Market Cypher. On the contrary, what we can see over here is that we were getting bearish divergence during this entire time. Back from January all the way through to April, there was bearish divergence happening there. And this, you could have obviously taken this as a signal to get out near the 40K, where you had a red dot up there, red dot there, and then you also had the RSI way overbought up here. This was actually overbought for quite a while. So in a parabolic run, it's not obviously going to be perfect because there's a lot of different things going on there. But what you can see is that it was kind of already warning us that we were obviously overbought here. And then we came down. We had a green dot at the bottom of a momentum wave. The RSI was oversold again and crossed up and over. So then, okay, maybe we're going to go on another run to the upside. Have a big run up. We get a red dot at the top there. It comes back down again. So like I said, these would be signals for you to potentially get out. And then what I would have been waiting for, if I would have been smart enough back then to have figured all of this out, would have been actually to, get out here, maybe buy some here, and then get out during this whole time. And then when we got to this phase here, that was the connection of the bearish divergence with a big red dot up top, big red dot there, overbought, on the RSI and stochastic RSI. That tells you we would be going down. And then over here, same thing. We had this bullish divergence now. So it does take a while. You do have to stay a little more patient. I'm not, like I said, trading every 15 minutes or whatever. I'm not looking at the 15-minute chart. I have found that the daily chart seems to work the best for me and for what I've been trying to do lately. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of how this has worked for altcoins as well. So a little while ago in my Telegram group, I told people that I was taking some profits on Matic and was moving them into Atom. So why did I do that? Well, here we can see that when Matic came back up near its previous all-time highs, we had this red dot up top here, at the top there with the momentum wave really high. RSI was oversold. We were getting that bearish cross where the purple line comes back down below the yellow line, and I took profits right at about basically $2.50. So this was on December 7th or December 8th. I can't remember the exact day. But I moved those profits into Atom. And with Atom on December 7th, December 8th, we can see that we were down here right at around 20, depending on which candle you look at. Forget exactly when I bought in, but we were down here in between $22 and $26. So I took profits from Matic, put it into Atom, because what I was seeing here was we were way lower on the RSI. We were down near the bottom of a momentum wave, and then what we can see here for Atom after that was obviously a big run up. So I didn't get it perfectly. It wasn't right at the bottom. But let's say, I think I bought in right around $25 and rode it all the way up and ended up taking profits up here at around 43. So I didn't take all my profits. I've still got a moon bag of Atom, but there was an 80% move without any leverage. So that one I felt very, very good about. It also told me to take profits on Chainlink, which I did. So I took profits on Chainlink yesterday or the day before yesterday. This is January 11th. For me, it would have been January 10th. And I took profits at $28, and now we are down to 26. I don't know how much lower we're going to drop here if we are, but you can see we got that red dot at the top of a big momentum wave, red dot just above it. Stochastic RSI was very high, and our RSI up here was in the overbought territory. We've come down, and we do have a bearish cross. However, it's kind of flattening out again, so we'll need to see if Chainlink is going to go on another run here or what's going to happen there. But I did feel good. I didn't sell up my whole position of Chainlink, but I did take some profits and moved it over into Ethereum on this case, because as we see over here with Ethereum, that we were doing kind of the opposite. So we were at the bottom of a momentum wave, big green dot at the bottom of it, little green dot below there, and then we were oversold with stochastic, oversold with the regular RSI, and we got this bullish cross. So since that trade has happened, I have picked up, this on the amount that I traded, I've picked up an extra full Chainlink. Again, it wasn't a ton that I took profits on, but I'm trying to accumulate more Chainlink in this scenario, because I think there's a lot more upside potential for Chainlink here in 2022. If you've seen a few of my most recent videos, you will know that I am very bullish on Chainlink for this year. So there's a very, very quick tutorial on how I use Market Cypher and how you can use it to transfer and take profits from one project, put it into another one, or just if you were using one trading pair as a whole, let's say just for instance Bitcoin, you would know when to enter, when to exit, and I find it really, really helpful. A lot of the other indicators out there, like the one that I was showing you guys before, the QQE, for example. This is one that I think people are, like I said, trying to sell you on other platforms, or maybe there's some people on TikTok trying to sell this to you. There's a bunch of other buy and sell signals, but for instance, this one, in my opinion, it's late. It's lagging behind what I just showed you. So when this tells you, for instance, on this bottom one here, when we were ready to go long back here, it was telling you to go long on the candle afterwards. So not necessarily like, it's not the worst, but this indicator that I was showing you, or the strategy that I've been using, would have told you to go long a day before. And similar over here, when this one is showing you to get out at the top of the market there with that big red candle or big red dot before this big red candle, this QQE signals doesn't show you to get out until after that big candle's already happened. So we know that these, big crashes can happen very, very quickly. And I think Market Cypher does a better job of identifying when they could potentially happen than this one does, for example. This situation over here is a little trickier, but in general, green dots mean to buy or go long, red dots mean to sell or go short. So here we had a green dot, no green dot below. Here we had a red dot, no red dot above. Here we had a green dot with the green dot below, so maybe you could have gone long there. And then what happened was the stochastic RSI came up really, really high, but there's no red dots up above here just yet. And the next red dot happens right there, right before we get that big, big crash. So this wouldn't have necessarily told me, for instance, that I should get out now, right before this big drop, because there wasn't a red dot up here, and there wasn't a huge momentum wave up there. So it's not perfect by any means, but when you do see some of these sort of signals, like this one that we just got, and this one way back here, and these couple up here, those ones are more than likely slam dunks in my opinion, especially when you take it into consideration with the RSI that is over here. Over here, when we had this one before that big, big dump, we didn't really have, like, RSI was kind of neutral, and then we can see where the RSI crossed over. So that's a bearish cross, like I said, when the RSI comes from top to over to down on the yellow line there. That cross actually happened on 2 candles before this red dot happened, so maybe that is where you could have, identified, okay, I need to get out. So that is how I use Market Cypher in conjunction with the RSI. I've also always got the volume on here because if there are any sort of breakouts that happen, I want to make sure that there is volume support on that to confirm that breakout. And then that is more or less what I have been doing recently. I'm going to start practicing this as best as I can for as long as I can and try to really dial in this one trading strategy. I know a lot of people switch back and forth between multiple different trading strategies, and I think that gets way, way too confusing. As the saying goes, I fear the single punch practiced 1,000 times versus 1,000 different punches practiced once. I think another important thing to do is to try to identify what type of a trader you are. If you do want to try to make those quick trades in and out in a couple minutes, then go for it. I personally don't have the time to watch the charts every single minute of every single day to watch what's going on. So I'm looking for really good entry points and then checking in periodically to see, okay, when are we getting to overbought or oversold territory? When do I need to enter? When do I need to take profits? And it's not perfect. You're almost never going to catch the exact bottom or catch the exact top. But for example, what I just did was pretty darn close. Obviously, it did go to just below 40,000. Like I said, I got in at 41.5. But all in all, not bad to lose a couple percentage points to be, fairly accurate more often than not. So that is it for today, everybody. Hopefully you got some value out of this video, and if you did, scroll on down, leave this video a thumbs up, then hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell and select all so you get notified for when I post these new videos. And I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will see you next time on the next episode from the Crypto Cabin.